They don't have any theory. They don't have any insight. They don't have any fresh take. None of that.
15 seconds to go in the first half, make it 14, clock's running, 3rd and 24, Dante takes the snap. A better pass protection scheme this time. Dante rolls out to the right, 5 seconds to go in the first half. Dante fires deep to the left. Moss caught it at the 11, but now he pitches it to Mo Williams. Touchdown!
You gotta be kidding me!
The improvisation of Randy Moss would win him an Academy Award.
Sure, this city isn't perfect. We need a smut-free life for all of our citizens. Cleaner streets, better schools, a good hockey team.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Get that gum chili hot, right, boys? Get that chili hot.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion. But with that being said, my phone's in my back pocket right now. If whoever has anything to say to me, feel free. 773-899-6071. So if you want to interview, there you have it. Please do.
Welcome to North Star Sports Podcast, where we continue to be the semi-pro of sports talk. I'm Matt Geffrey. Alongside me today, like always, Justin Ekstrom, as well as the sports governor of Minnesota, Mr. Vince Wright. Boys, what is happening today?
What up?
Hockey! Of course, you would be.
What is hockey?
Yeah, come on. So, okay, before we get actually into the show, going back earlier this morning, we were texting each other like a lot, and we were talking about hockey. And then Vince, let me try to read back the text from earlier this morning.
Can you paraphrase instead?
Well, yeah, that's true too. Okay, we were talking about hockey, and well, first of all, we're talking about how sexy of a suit you got for your birthday, which is over the weekend, which you did not mention last week, you dick.
Well, I mean, I don't need to tote myself. I think I did say I was sad you guys weren't going to be there.
He did. But I'm glad. I'm in a weird way. I'm kind of glad I wasn't there because after looking at you in your Mac Daddy suit, man.
Shit.
Nah, I didn't need to be embarrassed like that. I didn't know I was going to be rolling with Don Ekstrom from The Godfather up there, man. And
it was that whole night. I got a little huggy. I'm not going to lie. I got a little huggy. That kind of happens. I'm kind of one of those guys that just I'll display my affection anyway. But when I'm drinking at my birthday party after the week we had, it's like I'm not shaking hands. Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you and your girl looked great. It looked like a fun time, though, seriously, man. So, again, happy birthday, and, yeah, you're getting old, bro.
Oh, good for you.
40 next year, man. 40.
You're old. I'm the youngest.
11 behind you.
I'm the youngest guy in this group because in the last podcast, Beer Belly Sports, I was the oldest. Time flies by. I guess we're having fun, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens.
True.
No, it was a good time. Thanks for the wishes. I wish you guys were there. We had about 70 people at the bar that were for my birthday. We had only about 25 play the tournament, which is down from last year. We had 33 or 32. So
that's still a lot to me.
Still fun, man. It's a good time. Next year we're doing a big chunk for charity for my friend that bartender that just passed away. So he last week I had 2 wakes. To be able to blow some steam like that for my birthday party, that meant a lot. So it was good.
That's awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah. Sorry and condolences there on the passings and stuff. I know that's definitely tough, but I'm glad you were able to enjoy your birthday, man. And like I said, the pictures look great. You and your honey looked like you were having a good time, and yeah, you were definitely getting a little huggy there, Justin. But it's your day, brother. It's your day.
Hey, don't worry, man. When we're drinking together, I'll be hugging you too. I'll get a stool.
Oh, yes. There you go.
You guys were there. I'd be like, "This is my black friend. Here's my black friend.
I got black friends."
Jeez, I exactly. See, that's when you're in trouble when you got to say, "I have black friends." That's like race relations 101, Justin. You just say, "I have a friend named Vince." You let everybody else ooze on in and take a look. If they're down, they're down. If not, we'll deal.
Lucky. All right, we derailed already. I mean, that might be a new record for us.
No, but anyways, well, about hockey, we were talking about hockey earlier in the show, kind of.
Eden Prairie.
How we'll talk a little bit more into it when we get later on the show, but it's Minnesota State High School boys. It's a phenomenon here in this state for years upon years.
The state of hockey.
75 years of it. The guts and glory of Minnesota
Still
State
going
hockey.
strong in a two-class bullshit system.
God, I love how much you hate the two classes.
Listen, you want to talk about the race car. When the brother has to come out against the two-tier system in the state of hockey, we got some issues. Now,
Does black people play hockey now?
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I grew up with the classic one-tier, Sports Illustrated cover story state tournament system. I wish there was a way to go back to it. I realize we're not going back to it, so it's not like I'm, holding on hope or anything. But even tonight, with the big schools playing, when I was out for happy hour, and I was with a hockey guy, and we had a TV right above us, and it had the Eden Prairie Lakeville North game going. 4 overtimes, by the way. Not that I'm a big Eden Prairie fan, but congrats to them. But that's the thing. I mean, here you had two huge local metro schools, and outside of kind of the side seats being filled, kind of an empty arena. And this is, the big school tournament. Now, I realize, it usually fills up by Saturday, but, we got snow coming this Saturday, so that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But, and last night, my wife's school, Montemita, they put it down on the Ulm into a nearly, vacant arena. And, that's the part that gets to me. I'm the old guy. I'm the old man on the porch. Get off my yard. But, I grew up with those classic state tournaments, man, and it's just kind of sad to see.
Oh, Wayne. You're not the only one, man. You're not the only one that is like that. If you look at it now, it's pretty packed. The second tier of the AA, they rack in the people because Edina Moorhead, man. Like this is the quintessential state classic matchup.
And everybody is always going to root for the the Spuds. That whoever's representing the outstate, they kind of get that underdog feel and whatnot. So I hear you, man. But yeah, another state tournament's underway hockey wise here in the state of hockey. Who's going to win this thing, Justin?
Man, I got to go with my local team for single A. I got a feeling about them this year. The St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders, man. Yeah. They are what KNSI is covering right now, and it is big. It is like a hot item. I never even knew until I was digging. They'd never won state before.
Interesting.
Sorry, I'm snapping right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Matty G. He's trying to read right now, so he's.
Well, I'm not trying to read. I'm just trying to. I'm on Snapchat and on Twitter and
everything but the damn show. Come on now.
I'm listening to you guys.
Oh, all right. Okay, you go back to Snapchat. So, all right. So, St. Cloud Cathedral. Who's your dark horse team outside of the favorite at St. Cloud? There, Justin. Who do you got for the dark horse?
Here we go. What happened now? What do we got? I missed. Sorry. I kind of.
The North Star Sports Podcast.
This is why we're semi-pro.
Exactly. The Class A of sports podcasting.
So, like I was saying, St. Cloud Cathedral is good, but I'm kind of scared of Greenway. I think Greenway could beat Matamidi tomorrow.
Okay.
So I think that's possible, and then. Man, it's tough to go against Edina. I think Blaine can do it, if anything. Blaine could probably beat Edina, but it's going to be one of those two.
Right. Okay, let me ask you guys something here. Again, I'm the novice hockey mind. Being that we are in this two-tier system, and obviously more of the outstate schools now are going to be represented in the class, or is it Class A or the tournament?
Yeah, it's A and 2A, 1A, 2A.
are there any schools, from yesteryear, like a Greenway? Hell, I grew up, they were Greenway of Coleraine or whatever. Any other outstate schools that can maybe kind of move up to the big class? Schools that, technically the student population's smaller, but because they have such a storied hockey program or whatnot, that can move up to the big boy tournament. Is there any news about that, or could that ever happen?
If any of them, it's going to be one of those Duluth schools, like a Duluth East or
Go out.
Brainerd. You hear of Brainerd. There's always talks with them. I mean, a lot of sports, they're already up a class than what they normally be.
Okay.
There's talks with that, and other than that, I don't think much, because those schools hang on to that so much. They don't want to go against Eden Prairie, Edina, all those in the state tournament, because I hate to say it, just the quality of play from 2A and 1A, ridiculously different. Like, you try to say, no, it's good and clean, and Cathedral's pretty good, and Matamidi is pretty good, but just watching them right now, it's so much cleaner. And it's just, you can tell there is just more talent because they have more kids to pick from.
Well, that's the thing, and I guess that's kind of the thing with all high school sports and, changing demographics and all this stuff. So, even some of the outstate programs that for a very long time, they were their own programs, are now having to double up with some other schools to kind of keep their hockey programs going. So this is going to be, I think, very interesting in the next 10 years to really see. There's always going to be a place for a team or two in the big tournament for, the outstate schools. But I was just wondering if there was a squeeze being put on those outstate schools, because that was half of the fun of the one-tier tournament, too, is, having, some of these outstate schools come in and take down your, well, again, I'm dating myself back in my day, your Edina East, your Edina West. Some of the Bloomington Jeffersons of the world, or Bloomington Kennedys when I was in high school, when they were dominant. Just something I was thinking about there, since I got two great hockey minds.
I still can't believe White Bear Lake has never won a game at the state hockey tournament. They played it the very first one 75 years ago. They scored the very first goal of the Minnesota State boys high school hockey tournament 75 years ago, and they still have not won one freaking game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jam Master Justin. Have they, up until recently, and again, my wife's one of her good friends that she grew up with in Matamidi, her son's coming up in the White Bear system. So they were down there today, but until recently, and especially this year, obviously, because my daughter's school, Hill Murray, lost to them in the sections, in the championship game there again. Has White Bear Lake been good recently in hockey to the point where they should have made state and maybe just lost along the way? I just don't remember, let's say, going back over the past 10 years, just hearing White Bear Lake being mentioned with those big hockey schools here in Minnesota. And I may be wrong. I don't follow a lot of high school hockey, so I just want that to be known.
No, you're exactly right. They're not like the big, huge hockey school. It's just them being the program that they are. They've gone to 18 of them. Like, you think you can accidentally win a game. It's just so strange to me. Yeah, and I was pulling hard for him, because one of my buddies that did pass away, he was a White Bear Lake Bear.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's the same coach. And man, if they would have pulled off that upset today, I would have lost my shit. Like, I would have just been like, oh my God, Tron did it. He did it. Like, I would have just lost it.
Yeah, well, always an interesting, hockey tournament. So that's going on again Saturday. Should be interesting with the snowstorm coming through, but I'm sure they'll do fine on attendance, because you only get one chance at this possibly. So a little snow is not going to stop people from showing up downtown St. Paul at the XL Energy Center. Hey, guys, let me ask you about this. So, Matty G, get your butt back in here. And again, the North Star Sports Podcast. Target Field has some new lower prices, family-friendly concession stands.
I'm enjoying this already.
Well, here's the
This is
thing.
about
You
food.
got what? $4 for, I think it's $4 for a hot dog and
Something like that,
nachos and a couple other things. I mean, anytime you can lower a price on something, especially as they were trying to do what they call kind of your basic ballpark kind of foods, your hot dog, your nachos, a couple other things that I'm missing here, but hey, I'm down with it. Oh yeah, that was it, pretzels and stuff. So I'm down with it, man. Anything you can help to kind of ease the burden. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's a great move. And now, is it in just the family sections, or is it? I didn't really read through all of it. I think
it may be. It may be, but you can easily walk to the family sections and get a $4 hot dog and all that stuff.
Okay. That's fine too.
One thing I did see, they're like, so 2 spots are going to have really long lines, and the rest are just going to pay a regular price so they can just walk in.
Well, that too, yeah.
Well, there's that. If you think about it that way, that's fine with me. I mean, less lines the better. I hate lines.
I think if you want to get more people there, lower the ticket price.
Well, of course. I mean, I looked at actual ticket prices for the seating. I think starting out was $10. And that's pretty goddamn good. But that's just me, though.
Stadium.
Yeah.
And then that's the one thing about baseball too. I don't know. You can get the little $5 standing room ticket, and you can always kind of ease into an empty seat somewhere. So that's always an option as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, guys.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Taco Bell.
Oh, dude, I had this. I posted on our Twitter page.
Go ahead, run with it, Matty G.
I'm not gonna go with it. It was fucking delicious. It's the Taco Bell new, free ad. Taco Bell new triple chalupa. It looks like a party sub. It's probably like maybe a foot and a half long. Maybe close to 2.
What?
I don't know. Maybe 1.5.
I never heard of this. You're breaking news with me. When I saw this on here, I couldn't even pronounce it. I was like, triple lupa.
Here, how about this for you then?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Taco Bell came out with a new triple chalupa. It's a party sub, and they're testing it in the Minneapolis area. There's
triple chalupa.
Try it. I had it today. Where was I at? In the Fridley area, and I tried it, and it was really good, and I recommend it.
So is it just a chalupa that's a foot long?
Basically, it's like 3 chalupas together, and there's like different sauces in it compared to like a normal chalupa.
Is the cost great?
$4.
Oh,
that's worth it for a big chalupa.
Yeah, I got chalupa and a large Baja Blast, and it was like $4 something.
Well, what you do in Mexico is your own private business. So keep that to yourself.
There's that too.
We all want a Baja Blast, don't we?
That's the Robert Kraft now.
Yeah. There's another one. Good job.
See, chalupa, when I first found out about nacho cheese chalupas, they were 99 cents.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They were so awesome. You'd get 5 of them, and you'd be good for like at least a half hour.
Oh, geez.
There's a reason why.
That's Justin Ekstrom. He'll be appearing 2 shows nightly here at the Copacabana.
Copacabana.
Hey, it is. It's the hottest spot north of Havana.
No, I kind of like it when you say Havana like that, man.
Easy.
Copacabana.
Hey, guys, on some sad news here, Alex Trebek, the Jeopardy host, has announced that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. That is one of the worst types of cancers you can get.
Stage 4, even.
Stage 4 already. He says he's going to kind of keep working and just fight through this.
He has to. His contract goes out for 3 more years.
That's exactly, I think, what he kind of referred to in a joking kind of manner. But, wishing Alex Trebek all the best. Has been the host of Jeopardy since 1984.
Longer than me. I mean, older than me.
Yeah.
He always does so well with like the weird contestants, and he still keeps that same monotone thing. I don't know how he does it, man, that long.
Yeah, and I was flipping by, I think it was the Game Show Network or something here on the feed, and I think I caught him doing one of the old school game shows like Concentration or something like that. Jeez. So I mean, he even goes back, a little bit further beyond when he took over the Jeopardy role. So yeah, man, we wish Mr. Trebek all the best. That is sad news indeed.
Did you guys find it kind of cringy the way he did it? The way he was just like, "Oh, by the way," just to let everyone know.
The reason why he did it because he didn't want no one to go out there and like spread rumors saying like he has cancer, so he wanted to say it himself, which makes sense.
Yeah, I think just the delivery seems. I don't know. I'm glad that he said it. It's great. We should all be pulling for him. He even says prayers needed. I need all the prayers because that's how I'm going to help it. It just seemed, his delivery is just not that type of thing. So it was like, I'm going to beat it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the only one that was kind of cringed by it. Not only because it was him and telling us this horrifying news.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, like, it was crappy. I'm just like, I can't help what I feel, man. I can't help it.
Okay. Hey, I hear you. I was just cracking off of the soundboard master over there. He got the drop in perfectly.
I did. I found this. Do you guys want to name the movie it is?
Hear it again.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
should I do it again?
God. One more time.
All right. Silence.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, jeez.
God, I can't even tell the voice.
Yeah,
I'm out on this.
You can't tell who the voice is? That's even worse.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
It's Arnold.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to get down. You got to look out for the ball.
I thought that
Arnold?
was me at first.
That's just fucking crazy.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it sounds like now that you said it.
Get to the chopper! That's the same movie, too. That's from Alien, when he met Dylan when they were going over the plan.
It is not a tumor.
Or Predator, not Alien.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not an alien. Yeah, Predator. Yeah, you're right, Dylan. Yeah.
Okay, very quickly before we get to the next segment, favorite Schwarzenegger movie? And I know we're going off script here, but very quickly.
Off script. We don't have scripts.
Exactly. Schwarzenegger movie, favorite?
Kindergarten Cop.
Ooh, interesting. I want to, Justin. I'll give you a moment. I'd like
actually,
to
I really don't.
It's
the first one that came to my head. I really don't know.
Okay,
True Lies.
Justin.
True Lies.
I love True Lies.
Good one.
The best line ever in that movie is not from Arnold when his buddy, now it's escaping me, Roseanne's husband, Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold. Yeah.
Tom Arnold says, she took the ice cube trays. What kind of sick bitch takes the ice cube trays? When he's talking about like his second divorce.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I listen to Howard Stern a lot, and he is friends with Mr. Schwarzenegger, and he was on a few months ago, and it's funny because Tom Arnold always comes on and he tells these stories about hanging out with Arnold. And so he tells the story one day about him going over to Arnold's house, and he sees this kid who kind of looks like the maid a little bit, right? So he goes jokingly, he's like, dude, did you fuck the maid? That kid looks just like you. Well, as we now know, so it was funny because then Howard Stern brings this up to Arnold when he comes on, and Arnold's like, yeah, fuck the maid. I'm not running from it. It is what it is,
Yeah.
So way to own up on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But my favorite Arnold movie, I would say, gentlemen, boy, there's a couple of them. I like Predator. I really dug Total Recall when that came out. But for me,
that's a good movie.
I would probably say Terminator 2.
Ooh,
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, because, Terminator 1's a classic. I mean, kind of ahead of its time when it came out in the mid-'80s. But Terminator 2 is one of those sequels that, in my opinion, is better than the original. And, with the T1 and all this stuff, man, I love that movie. That was just a badass flick.
The movie's really good. I'm not changing. That's a really good answer.
I like, all those are good answers. Total Recall, like you said, was really good. I like. You ever seen Last Action Hero?
Yeah.
That's a
that
good.
was kind of interesting.
I remember it cost a shit ton of money to make, so everyone kind of took it as a flop, but it's still good. It's still a pretty good movie.
I mean, the storyline's kind of shitty, but the action's all I give a shit about. But anyway. Anyways.
All right. Well, Justin, you want to wrap it up?
Oh, yeah, well.
Actually, can I tell you guys something?
Oh, of course, Matty G.
I took a Wonderlook test.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And if you don't know what that is,
oh boy,
NFL players take it like during the combine, see how intelligent they are. The nation's average is a 20-something. I got a beautiful 14.
Whoa! Wow. wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, that sucked.
Well, I got Mark Sanchez. I think he got like a 7.
That is horrible.
Or like Johnny Manziel, I think, had an 11 or something too.
I'm pretty sure I beat Randy Moss. I know he had a bad one as well.
Yeah, his ACTs were terrible. His everything was pretty rough, man. But I'm pretty sure it's just that he didn't care.
He smoked a lot of weed, but there's that too.
That's different subject for a different always day. Dogging the brother, man.
I'm not dogging that. I can
always dogging the brother,
I can give 2 shits less if they smoke weed. That does not bother me. I do not care. Like Rock Thompson for the Vikings, he got busted for weed. I give 2 shits less. Now, if he's trying to sell it, it's a different story. But if it's just him, I don't care.
Yeah, Matt. Okay, Matt. Sure.
Always on the brother, man.
Always something.
Damn funny.
I got black friends too.
Yeah, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the disclaimer: these white guys have black friends. Now back to the show.
You know what? I bet Phil can make a liner with that. Beginning the show. I'm pretty sure we can do so. I bet he would love that. Anyways. I took that Wonderlic test, and what sucks about it, no one ever taken it before, it's literally like these type of questions. If a car runs over this amount of miles in this amount of time, when will it get to point B?
Right.
A, yada, yada, yada. Exactly. B, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, fuck, I have no idea.
No, you know what? I'm just making fun of you, dude. Yeah, because I am a horrible test taker, Matt.
Me too.
I would probably score about the same because, when you get into those, if train A leaves Philadelphia at 12:10 p.m. going 80 miles an hour and train C leaves, fuck, nah, I'm done.
Yeah. I took this test on one of my old stations I was on in Bemidji at KBUN. They asked me when I knew it was going to be a fucking fail. They asked me, do you want to take the test? I was like, sure, I'll take it. I'm going to fail this. I was like, oh, just take it anyways. We'll see what you do. Fuck. So I took it, and I'm sitting in a parking lot, and my dyslexia is all over the place. Like, they told me, like, make sure you concentrate really hard. I'm like, that ain't gonna fucking happen. I have my laptop in my lab because I'm trying to work, and I'm in a parking lot with everybody going by me at a Holiday gas station. So my eyes are all over the place, not paying attention. I can't use a calculator. I can't write anything down. I have to go everything out the top of my head. I have to answer 50 questions in 12 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that really sucked.
I mean, God, where did they must think you're a Malacca graduate if you're going to be able to answer all those questions.
Oh my,
like that.
That's genius. Well done there.
That is very well
done. Got a lot of rim shots today.
I don't think I would do really well at that. I am a terrible test taker as well. Last time I took we have a sergeant test at the jail. I felt like I gave birth and it was to an accountant. I don't know if you guys know that line, that Rodney Dangerfield line from Back to School. You gave birth to an accountant.
Okay.
You guys don't know that movie?
I'm sorry, were those crickets I heard in the background?
Oh, you guys suck. Well, after that nonsense, we'll put our first segment out of its misery. Just coming up next, we'll chat some purple happenings about the Vikes, some Timber Pups, some Gophers. You're listening to North Star Podcast on Something Somewhere.
Dad, can you stop seniling around and turn this game off long enough for me to study?
Son, this game is important. The Bears are playing the Rams, and if you lose to the Rams, you get thrown out of the league.
The North Star Sports Podcast on Twitter at NSS Podcast. More after this.
My dad's always making the worst possible decisions. I would love to see him as a football coach. Hey, Dad, it's 1st and 10. What are you going to do? Punt it! Kick it right now! They'll never see it coming, John. Element of surprise, John. And what worries me is I'm just like him. It's going to be me one day. One time, I did something really stupid. I looked at my dad. I was like, Dad, I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, does it? He goes, what? We don't have no apple tree, son. What do you... I cut it down last year to make room for the bird jacuzzi. And, you know, to be honest with you, my dad truly is my idol. He really is. But when he gets a thought in his head, there's no light bulb, dude. It's like a spark and a puff of smoke. It's like a fuse is blowing up there. To this day, he thinks KY jelly is marmalade from Kentucky.
Oh, jeepers. Why don't you like the North Star Sports Podcast on Facebook there, eh? It's better than Ludafisk, a tater tot hot dish, or your grandma's casserole there, eh?
My family! He's got a gun!
Someone's breaking into your home. What do you do? Call 911? It takes the police an average of 35 minutes to respond to a 911 call. In that time, a burglar could have his way with your wife, smoke a cigarette, flip her over, and go in for seconds. Don't let the worst happen to you. It is vital that you protect yourself. Do it the patriotic way.
That's right. Ammunition has all the equipment you need to protect your family from the evils of a liberal society. Fixed, mounted, and shoulder-held submachine guns, mortars, surface-to-air and all manner of heat-seeking missiles, and just in to celebrate the Gulf War, pink and blue tracer bullets so you can protect your family in the dark. Start the week off right on Make My Day Mondays with 2 for 1 on main, strafe, and kill landmines. Got Gulf War syndrome? Get $10 off all machine gun rentals. Hey, if you love your family, prove it with a gun. Ammunition, protecting your rights.
Vince Wright is your Minnesota sports governor. Stand up and salute.
Check it out.
Welcome back to the North Star Sports Podcast. I am Vince Wright, the sports governor of the great state of Minnesota, along with the one and only Matty G in the place to be, and the one and only, that's right, Jam Master J, Justin Ekstrom, the man who towers over first graders everywhere in this state. So, who will the Vikings keep? Who are the Vikings going to sign? Who are the Vikings going to trade in the offseason? Let's go to our resident Vikings mind. There's the horn. Justin Ekstrom, you've spent time at, training camps. You've been to the games. Talk to us, man. What's going on with the Vikings? And oh, by the way, Case being
that's what I was just going to say
today. Yeah,
that's what I was just going to say. It's a conditional 7th round pick and next year 6th round or whatever the hell it is. And he's going to Washington.
Ironically, yes.
I had one of my friends who posted a meme with the Spider-Man and like both Spider-Mans, and they're facing each other, like pointing at each other. You know what I'm talking about? No.
Yeah, like it's classic.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'll give the floor to you.
No, what did you mean by the?
Here, I'll try to find it.
Pointing at who?
Who's pointing at who is like? Let me find it.
Find the classic Spider-Man theme from the cartoon show. That's what you need.
So the main one that I've been hearing after that Case Keenum, Kirk Cousins, that one's pretty funny. I like that. Anyway, one thing that I'm hearing from the combine and all that is Anthony Barr, more and more that Courtney Cronin and a few of those other bigwigs talk to all the brass, he's gone. Like, he's not coming back.
And that's kind of what I've been hearing, too.
Sounds like Sheldon Richardson's gone, too. Like, I thought they were going to keep one of those two. And then the weird thing the big thing they're talking about is that Trey Wayne's trade. That's kind of picking up some steam. Like they're thinking about trading him.
Too, and I'm sorry, Justin. I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir. But what about Xavier Rhodes? I've heard that he may be out of here as well.
That would make more sense to me, is the Xavier Rhodes one, just because he's a little older. He always seems to be hurt. Zim always takes those pot shots at him that's saying, I don't know, I got a name for him, but I can't let you know it.
Right,
so I'm pretty sure that rhyme with wussy is probably the name that he can't say.
Nice.
And then, I don't know, you could probably get more for Trey Waynes just due to, like, the upside. And you could put him in you could probably plug him in a few different systems. Xavier Rhodes, however, is probably just good in Zim's system. So, I don't know, man. Like, it stinks. I'm pretty sure just the way they kind of handcuffed themselves with signing the guys they did, you already knew that Kendricks was their guy that they were going to give money to first. So once they chose that, you knew Barr was pretty much done. They're not going to give him that $15 million in order to franchise him. They rarely use the franchise tag anyway. So I think those guys are both gone. Going to get some replacement through the draft, probably.
Any thoughts from the Detroit Lions fan, Matty G?
We are looking to keep Matthew Stafford for another 10 more years.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Geffrey.
That is so dynamite. I love how he just.
We're bringing back Megatron. He's coming back. Barry Sanders is also in the mix as well too. We're looking to pick up Mike Singletary from the AF.
Back to Vikings football.
What? Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
moving on. So we'll keep an eye on the Vikings offseason here. Guys, Timberwolves' shot of making the playoffs are what?
Ooh, not looking good.
0. There ain't a chance they make that.
What happens after this year? If they don't make the playoffs, let's say they wind up with a losing record, does Ryan Saunders keep the job? I know they really want him to be able to keep the job. As I've said on my other show and on this show, this coaching, whoever it's going to be officially as the next coach, is critical in trying to get this thing back to the next step, which is consistent playoff appearances. And I just don't know. I mean, Wiggins is a max player who might be better as a 6th or 7th player off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know, guys. What do you think?
Let's do what we normally do. Let's blow up the team and start all over again.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
I think Ryan would probably be all right. He'll probably stay. He didn't really have much of a chance. The game in mid-year. I think he's a good coach. Just give it. Let him have his actual full season, then we'll go from there.
What was his record? What was their record when he came in?
No idea.
Did he come in about 20 games in? Does that sound about right? Were they close to 500 or at 500 or below it? Or?
I thought they were pretty bad at that time.
Justin, stop taking these screenshots.
I don't know why that does that. I am so sorry.
For the people
doing it.
Look at me. I'm
nobody
like
can
idiot.
see. Nobody can see. But Justin has his phone on his belly. It looks like he's like looking at porn. That's what it looks like from your view, and it looks like you're just like looking at porn.
It is a little bit of a creep factor if people could actually see this camera view right now.
It's close. It's close to porn. It is Minnesota State high school hockey.
Oh,
so
geez.
It's damn close.
That's
what
my
I'm
goodness.
I'm trying to sit up. I don't have an office. I don't have a desk area.
Nor is mine. Mine's in the kitchen.
Well, at least you have a kid. My kids are like killing themselves in the kitchen from what it sounds like.
Well, mine are Cassie kids are upstairs, and I told them, like, this is literally what I said, and if she hears it, she's going to kill me, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Disclaimer.
She doesn't listen to the show anyway, so it's okay. And she's still at work. She's pulling like a 13-hour, 14-hour day. But anyways, the kids are upstairs. They're watching a movie in our room, and I'm pretty sure that they fell asleep. I said, if you guys come downstairs, this is just me. I think all of us are like this. Like, don't bother me when I'm doing my show because it's going to ruin my vibe. It's going to throw me off, even though I'm easily distracted in the first place. Well, there's that.
He was just distracted right there.
I said, if you come downstairs, somebody better be dying. What? But what if somebody is? I'm like, I hope not.
Cassie, you have hired O.J. Simpson as your future husband, apparently.
Well, that happens. Yeah. She has. Well, there's not any wedding bells yet, but that's for a story later down the road.
All right. Well, let's keep it in the basketball realms here.
Player cards, right?
There you go. North Star Sports Podcast. Jam Master Justin, the Malacca Miracle, the man that's towering over first graders everywhere. My main man, Matty G, from the one and only Brainerd, Minnesota, by way of the great state of South Dakota.
Not Brainerd. Let's go.
Or Bemidji. No, they're the same.
Well, you go farther north. Yeah, well, shit, you can go from, let's see, Pierre for the people who don't know what the capital is, South Dakota, and then to Minneapolis the first time, and then Sioux Falls. That's when I started my radio career. Sisseton, South Dakota.
I didn't know Madison, we were taking the whole tour.
Oh, we will of my radio career. Strap in.
Whoa.
Sisseton for 2.5 years, or for 2 years. Madison for a few months, and then I hated that place. Then to Bemidji for Bemidji State University, play calling for a while, and then finally made my way down to Albertville, is where I currently reside.
All right. Well, since we're taking the tour, Justin Ekstrom.
No.
You want to know where I've been?
Well, I know you started in the town we called the Miracle, Malacca, Minnesota.
Yeah, I went to Malacca, to Grand Rapids, to Jamestown, to St. Cloud.
Nice.
That's it.
For me, from the west side of Chicago to Minneapolis. There you go.
There you go.
Straight line.
Well, better than the north side. Or no, sorry, south side. You're better than the south side.
No. Now that's probably true nowadays, yeah. Okay.
As a Twins fan, I'm happy you're not from the south side.
Thank you. All right, let me ask you guys this. Gopher basketball, by the way, got a huge win over Purdue. Is that going to get them into the tournament? I know most of the people are saying yes, that was the one that kind of, got them in. I'm still not sure, though, man. I don't know. Something's just kind of eking at me. Maybe they're going to need a game or two in the Big Ten tournament. I don't know, but I don't know if they're in just yet. Thoughts, gentlemen?
I'm going to say... Well, go ahead. God damn it. I'm going to say this. Sorry. God, we're going to keep stepping over on each other. That's what Justin and I do.
Here's the thing. And ladies and gentlemen, just so you know... We're doing this on a Skype video. We're basically, all over kind of where we're living and whatnot. So we are working on getting back together and doing this live together in the same room. So these types of things won't happen. But until that happens, we're going to step on each other's toes every once in a while. Let's do this here. Let's get Jam Master J in. Then we'll get the one and only Matty G. So, Justin, go ahead. What do you think? Gopher hoops, in, out? Do they need more wins? What?
I think they're in. Do I think they should be? No. But I think they're going to be an 11 or a 10 seed from everything I'm seeing on 4-letter networks.
Okay. Matt?
I'm going to say this.
Yes! 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 Yes!
They are in the NCAA tournament. Are they going to make it very far? Meh, I don't think so. They'll be one and done like normal.
I feel they're going to have a winnable game.
Yeah, we said that last year. We were supposed to have a winnable game too against was it Texas Tech, and they got destroyed.
Right. Well, here maybe this is the better question for you guys here. And again, I'll start with Justin, and then I'll go to Matty G. If the Gophers win and get, or let's just say if they get to the tournament, is that enough to save Patino's job? And let's say, just for the sake of argument, they get in the tournament and go 1-0. Is that enough, just getting to the tournament, to save his job?
Man, I don't know.
That's a hot button topic right there.
That? Good Lord.
It's a hot button topic. I'm pressing buttons.
All right, look up, Matty G. Look up.
What's up?
There we go. All right, so...
I eat difficult conversations for breakfast.
This is a difficult conversation.
Okay, so you know who runs the board on this show, ladies and gentlemen.
Me. I generally
Justin Ekstrom. Is that enough if he gets to the tournament?
Something tells me it is. Just the way they're just kind of hanging on to him. I don't know, man. I would have fired him 2 years ago or whatever.
Okay.
So I don't know, but he just stays there. It's the Minnesota. They just Minnesota mediocre. Just kind of.
That's the thing, and he's 6 years in. Technically, does have a losing record in the Big Ten. Matt, what do you think, man? Is he in or out if they make the tournament?
He's been recruiting really well. I think that they actually just picked up another recruit, a transfer from somewhere, and he decided either going to be Boston College or Minnesota, and they picked Minnesota instead. I don't remember who it is, but I guess it was some player because it came on CBS Sports on my feed, so it must have been somebody decent.
Make a pick. Come on, is he in or is he out? They make the tournament. Let's say they lose that first game. Is he your Golden Gopher coach next year? Matty G, ladies and gentlemen.
Over.
No,
He's gone. Okay.
He brought. I know I was wishy-washy. He brought a lot of good players, but it just do something.
Okay.
It's the same shit every year.
That's no. I hear you, bro. I hear you. All right, guys. Let me ask you this, and again, this is one of the last parts of this segment here. I heard some hockey guys, and I always like to talk hockey with Jam Master Jay and Matty G here, because they're two great hockey minds.
Sure.
I want to know how you guys feel about hockey overtime in general. I was never a fan of the loser in overtime, being guaranteed a point. And now I've heard people, I personally like the 3-on-3. I posted a nice little sequence with Nino the other day on a very cool game that Carolina won in overtime doing the 3-on-3. I like how it opens up the ice a little bit. Not so much a fan of the shootout. I get it. It can be exciting, and all that stuff. But how do you guys feel about college overtime? I've heard people, I think actually Zolgat, I think on his Twitter feed the other day was talking about just going back to wins and losses, maybe even taking points away, losing that aspect of this and just going with a straight win-loss record like, the rest of the major sports do. I just wanted to put it out there, not that we have to get too in-depth with it, but just kind of get your initial thoughts. Matt, how do you feel about hockey overtime right now?
I like it. I like the 3-on-3. At first, I wasn't really okay with it, but you're right. It does open up the ice more, and it's fun to see the faster guys out there. But the shootouts probably need to change a little bit. If you saw from what Dubnyk and Stalock had, what was it? A few nights ago, where a guy for a shootout, you can't stop your momentum.
Right. Yeah.
If you stop your momentum, it doesn't count.
Right.
But it looks like he stopped the momentum, and also he pushed the stick into Stalock's pad, which you can't do, and forced the puck in. And it was a very quick review too. I thought it would take a little bit more time in that, but they literally turned around, took like 3 seconds, like nope, goal, game over. I was like, fuck, well this sucks.
Okay.
The second
I'm sorry, bud.
was,
go ahead.
That's all right. The second night with Dubnyk, I didn't really watch all that, but I guess it was similar. And Dubnyk was pissed, which I noticed he's very verbal with the refs. Very verbal. I don't know about abusive verbal, but he's pretty verbal.
Justin Ekstrom, the man, the myth, the legend from Malacca, Minnesota.
For me, so I'm fine with just going wins and losses, but if you're doing overtime one way in the regular season, freaking do it the same way in the postseason. Like, I don't care. Just stick with it. Like, why are you going to decide an entire season by doing something one way and then doing it differently in the playoffs?
True.
Right.
For me, I love sudden death. I'd rather have it be sudden death. I don't want to see shootouts or anything like that, because the most deflating time I've ever been in the XL Energy Center is on a shootout loss. It's just like this. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Everyone just walks out. There's nothing. There's so you have this intensity, and I think they were terrible that year. Shootout anyway. This is 9-10 years ago, whatever it was, but it was like, God, it's just deflating. I don't like the shootout that much. It's kind of fun seeing that skill thing, but I like the 3-on-3 overtime, sudden death. Just have them do that, and just do it. It would kind of suck if you have 5, 6, 7 overtimes, but I don't know, man.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off yet again, but what I had heard in the interviews, where I got this topic from, is just basically going to a 10-minute overtime, 3-on-3. Obviously I like that as well. Like I said, it definitely creates more scoring opportunities, and that's what you want in overtime. But yeah, doing a 10-minute, and if you end up in a tie after 10 minutes, it's a tie. I'm not a fan of the shootout. Let me ask you guys, what do you think about the loser being guaranteed a point? Again, I have never been a fan of that either. It's helped the Minnesota Wild actually in a lot of cases. Times. But yeah, I've never been a fan of it.
Like right now, they'd be like 6 games below 500 or something like that. if you took all that away. Yeah. It's just I don't like it either. I don't know. I came into hockey when I was about 19. When I was about 19 years old, so I never got to see it any other way other than this. So I don't like it. I'd rather be wins, losses. If it's a tie, it's a tie, and then your win percentage at the end of the season. That's it.
I totally agree. All right. Well, that's all I had, gentlemen. Should we get to the
is that concluded? Yeah, let's do it up. That concludes our second segment. I hope you liked it, because we worked very little to perfect it. Either way, coming up next, we're going to go over news of the weird. Speaking of weird, we're going to talk about Nickelback fake drummer stuff. My Pillow inventor got lost in the snow, I guess. I don't know. Matty G's going to be spritzing some wisdom on me, because a lot of these topics I have zero clue about, just like most things. So continue listening to us on whatever it is you're listening to us on. You're listening to North Star Sports Podcast.
The Carolina Panther, who was the first NFL rookie to pass for over 4,000 yards.
That's sports. We don't do sports.
Yeah, we don't do sports.
Yeah, can we have it?
No sports.
Yeah.
She said this to me. She goes, "Let's fuck." My dick hurt her and went, "No, I don't want to fuck. I don't want to fuck. I'm scared." She said, "There's something wrong," and I started to cry. Because when you're on top of a pretty girl and your dick doesn't work, you have to cry or they think you're queer. I called the doctor I play golf with every Thursday. I said, "Merlin, you got to meet me at IHOP." This was the next morning. He comes there. I tell him the story. He gives me a smoker's laugh. He says, "You still taking that medicine I gave you?" 2 months earlier on the golf course, and out of the back seat of his car, he throws me a bottle of pills. Says, "Take these for a while. You won't give a shit about nothing." Fuck, I took them. I didn't notice any difference. Then 2 weeks later, I watched my dog get run over and went... And then I went, fuck, these motherfuckers are serious. These are serious. You don't give a shit about nothing. But one of the side effects is that your dick gets cerebral palsy. Yeah, just lays on your ball sack like it's a beanbag chair and smokes little cigarettes. What's going on, man? I don't fuck no more, man. I just sit here, man. Yeah, it's not fun. He said, cut the dose in half. I'll call in some Viagra. I said, Merlin, I know you and your wife have had dinner at your house. I'm not going to be Sunday night funnies over there about how Rodney's on weenie pills. Fuck off. He took a hunk out of his sausage and went, suit yourself. I said, if you call them in, what time will they be ready? Men, there's come a time in a lot of your lives, some of you in here, maybe many, where the doctors come to you and said, Jim, you're just going to have to take a pill to make your dick work. When a man hears this, it is a day of reckoning. It is a 3-day stare out a fucking window. You think to yourself, maybe I ought to just buy a metal detector and start collecting rocks and stupid shit. Then at some point, you pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you drive down to Walgreens and you pick up your medicine. You drive through. You don't walk in. Nobody walks in for weenie pills. Howdy, girls. The name's Dick Don't Work. Maybe you've heard of me. Give me 20 minutes. I'm in the Lexus out front. I'm going to chip a tooth. No, nobody walks in. You drive through. And you hope you don't know the pharmacist like I do. Richard, 67 years old, sitting in there, and I'm thinking, I'm on express pay. I'll pull in and get right out. He sees me in the window. There must be 15 people in there, and he holds up the sack and goes, finally caught up with you, didn't it, boy? And through the window, he sees me go, fuck you, Richard! Fuck you! Fuck you, Richard! And I grab my sack and pull out of there and hit the bricks and just tear the rear side view mirror right off my truck, ran over it with my back tire. I pull into the parking lot to read the side effects, heart palpitations, dizziness, death. I thought, fuck, I can handle it. Then I saw how much I paid for it, $187. I thought, God damn, I must have a 4-year supply of this shit. I looked in there, I pulled out the bottle, you even have to count. There were 8. I was like, what the? Was there chewing gum or ointment or something? I thought surely he got sidetracked and didn't put them all in there. So hell, I pulled back around, you know. I'm like, get over here, you know. He comes up to the window. What is it? I said, there's 8. She's 25, not 75. You send me home with 8, I'll be back up here at 6:30. You're going to have to throw 8 more back in there. He said, you can't eat them like that. They'll kill you. I said, you just eat one a month? He said, no, you got to eat one every time you want to do it. And he goes, you better know when you're going to do it, too. Yeah, that last part's important. If you're at the bar dancing, you got that little sumbitch in a holster, and you're like, fuck, it's about to go down. You start chewing it up. You stay another hour, you're going to have to eat another one. It's going to cost you $50 to fuck somebody. Yeah. The good news is that women in their 50s and older don't care about shit like this. They're just glad something exists. They'll flat out tell you, I might want some of that dick of yours in about 45 minutes. So if you want to chew up your pill and run in there, I'll run in there and fix you a glass of wine. You won't? How's that sound? How's that sound? But these young girls, there's no warning. They might want to fuck by the cantaloupe over at Reese's. You can't eat that shit fast enough. Oh, fuck. Oh. They need an EpiPen of that shit where you just go, foom, sink, foom. Is this what you want? I think that's what you've been wanting. Yeah.
Oh, jeepers. Why don't you like the North Star Sports Podcast on Facebook today? It's better than Dante Culpepper throwing a touchdown pass to Randy Moss there, eh?
Towering over first graders everywhere. Justin Ekstrom on the North Star Sports Podcast.
Just for me now. I like it like that. Soothe me, baby. Soothe me. Soothe me with your kindness.
All right, folks, we are back. Final segment, North Star Sports Podcast. I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, with Matty G and Justin Ekstrom. the one and only Justin Ekstrom, by the way, towering over first graders everywhere. And guys, we got, first off, the sitcoms theme challenge, the brackets, round 2. You know, first off, Matty G, good job putting that together. I love kind of the first round matchups. I thought there were definitely some great choices in there. But for me, it's always going to be good times and cheers. But, you know, great job just seeing some of those. So give us the update. Where are we at with our challenge?
Update version? Well, I didn't think we were going to do this one first, but let me get where I wanted.
You go and do whatever you want to do.
Well, now I'm already into it. Now just go for it. But it's time for the bracket challenge.
It's the sitcom theme bracket challenge. Here's Matt Geffrey.
So this is the bracket challenge, and we're doing the sitcom themes. We did 32 themes for sitcoms, and I got the list for you guys today. I guess we could start in this region.
Fonzie and Daisy Moses region.
So the Fonzie Daisy Moses region, it was Friends versus what was it? All right, see, my thing's like really small. There we go. It's Mork and Mindy. Friends ends up winning that one. So congratulations to Friends for moving on. Banger song. By the way, how many claps do you think it's in here?
I still think it's 5.
What do you think? Should I do it again?
Do it one more time.
I think 4.
Maybe it's 4. Maybe
it's 4. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Next one, we got MASH and the Addams Family, and I believe it's MASH moving on to a 6-4 win.
Oh wow! Okay.
So that's banger song. A good theme.
It's about suicide.
Basically, yeah. So after that, in this region, we have the Cosbys and Sex in the Cities, and to a 7-3 victory, it is the Cosby Show. They won it. A 7-3. By the way, I didn't know that Cosby has like 7 different theme music.
Yeah, they did one for each year.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know which one to pick.
No, yeah, they're all good. This is a good one, though.
Okay, good. After that, in this region, Sanford and Son went up against Family Ties, and it was a 5-5 victory. It was a 5-5 tie, and it looks like it just picked itself. I was going to pick it myself, but it looks like it did it automatically. But Sanford Son actually came out to be the victor, so it's a good theme too. I like it.
You know, one of the classics.
One of the classics.
So good.
So good.
Yeah, your boy Paul Allen has to use this one, right?
He does. All right, next one. Happy Days versus Night Court. 8-2 win for Happy Days.
Yeah,
so
hands down.
That was a pretty easy one.
Happy days. Wednesday, happy days.
Friday, happy
days. Saturday.
Happy days.
These days are on. Those happy days.
All right, next one. We have the Brady Bunch versus the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Again, these are themes. And this was good, I guess, an upset because the bottom one is a dark horse, and I was shocked on this one. But it's this one to a 9-1 victory.
Oh yeah. Well, hey,
I thought it was going to be closer. I figured.
You know
Fresh
what
Prince
though? The Fresh Prince theme song is really a favorite by so many people, though.
Yeah, I get that.
Everybody knows it. Everybody can rap along with it. You know, everybody loves Will Smith. You know, everybody wants to do the Carlton dance. I mean, it's just a favorite.
Okay. Next one. All in the Family versus Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh,
and
man.
And this one was a tough one. But it was actually a 5-5 tie in this one as well. And this one actually came out to be the victor, I guess.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
On the Family.
Songs that made the hit parade.
Guys like us, we had it.
So in this bracket, we continue with in this region. Full House is taking on All in the Family right now. And I skipped that. Yeah, sorry, I did skip one spot, but Full House did win against a Big Bang Theory, 6-4. So right now, Full House is taking on All in the Family, and you have till next Wednesday to vote for this Sweet 16.
Right now, it's winning big.
It is big, 5-0 right now. Happy Days right now takes on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is 3-2 right now. So that's an upset because Happy Days, I believe, is the number 1 seed. After that, we have Cosby's taking on Sanford and Son, and it is Cosby right now, 3-2. Friends is taking on MASH, 3-2. Favor of Friends right now. So that is part of the Sweet 16. So if we go over to the other side of the region, and that is the Skipper and Urkel region.
The Skipper and Urkel region.
So you go on that side. The number 1 seed is obviously Cheers. Cheers did win 9-1 over Welcome Back. Oh, is it Welcome Back, Mr. Connington? Is that what it is?
Welcome back. Whoa. Welcome back, Mr. Connington.
I don't know. I never saw the show.
He even made it sound even whiter. He even made it sound.
Whatever. It's Cheers that won easily, 9-1.
Yeah, and that would be Welcome Back, Cotter, by the way.
Cotter.
Welcome back, Mr. Coddington.
Coddington. I don't know. Basketball player for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Anyways, Cheers won 9-1.
Matt, thank you so much for that. That made my night right there.
What? Shows how white I am?
Pretty much. But you're our white guy.
You're our white guy. You're a dumb white guy. Next one in the Skipper and Urkel region, Three's Company versus Batman. This was a shocker. 3 Company beats Batman 7-3, and I really thought Batman was going to have this one, but it is Three's Company.
But listen to this, man. You got the little 70s horn guitar, yeah.
By the way, the Wild just won too, 3-0.
Nice.
Knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. With the mirrors and Three's Company. All right, next one. Laverne and Shirley took on the Jeffersons. Laverne and Shirley won 6-4 over the Jeffersons. They did.
Hey, I know, I get it. Slamil, Slamazo, but
yeah.
I love the Jeffersons, man.
I know. I think I picked the Jeffersons as well too. After that, it is Growing Pains versus The Good Times, and this is a great song, and I'm surprised that we don't play this more often. But we should play this for a bump one of these days. Show me that smile.
Heck yeah.
This song fucks. But 9-1 over Good Times.
What?
So that 9-1 over Good Times. A lot of white people out there.
I was gonna say.
I said it for you.
I'm glad. Thank you, man. Because
I was mad.
9-1 over Good Times.
I was like, no, you can't do that to Vince because Growing Pains is going to win.
Oh my god! Oh,
that's
the up north. That's the northern Minnesota vote coming through loud and clear right there. Oh. I might have to finish the rest of this show under protest, man.
Oh, shock! Man. There's a shock.
Oh, good.
Protest.
Woo!
Took you after the first hour.
Yeah, no shit. All right, next one in the Skipper and Urkel region, we have the Andy Griffith Show versus the Golden Girls, and the Golden Girls won 6-4. So that's pretty impressive.
Travel down the road and back again.
Thank you for being
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a con.
Moving on.
Please.
This is a good song. I want to play this.
Moving on.
This whole section is like anti-Vince.
No shit. He loves it, though.
God, 9-1 over Good Times.
Protest. Fuck this shit. Last one in this region, then we'll move on to the winner's side. Love Boat and the Beverly Hillbillies 9-1. Beverly Hillbillies won in an upset victory.
Listen to my story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his
I thought Lupo would have won.
And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil.
This whole half of the bracket is just pure white. Like it's whiter and whiter and whiter.
I tried, people. I tried.
All right, so
9-1 over Good Times. Wow, that is like
over Good Times. That's just a shocker, just an upset Central for you. Just I can't believe. It's like when North Carolina gets beat by, like, let's say Maryland. It doesn't happen.
No, because Maryland actually has a national basketball championship within reasonable time going back.
Minnesota.
This is crazy. 9-1 over Good. Oh.
How about this? It's like when North Carolina gets beat by SDSU, University of South Dakota State University. That's how much that upset that was. All right. Anyways, Beverly Hillbillies will take on the Golden Girls. Right now, the Golden Girls are leading 3-2 in that bracket in the Sweet 16.
Vote, people, vote.
And then, we can get that as well, too. Make sure to check out our Facebook and our Twitter page for that. That is North Star Sports Podcast. Laverne and Shirley versus Growing Pains. Growing Pains right now leads 5-0. Cheers.
I'm telling you, man. It's good stuff.
I know that. You know what? If Growing Pains wins, we will use that for a theme.
Oh, no, we won't. No.
That's what I was looking at you to see what you would have said.
No.
Come on, Vince.
9-1 over Good Times. Look, man, if you would have given me like 5-4, 6-5, but 9-1, I mean, I know this is the quote-unquote Minnesota sports podcast show, right? Come on, you do better, Minnesota. Do better.
No brothers helped you out on that one.
Hey, I'm gonna have to start stuffing the ballot box like we do in my native city of Chicago here, man. This is crazy.
All right, next one. Three's Company versus Cheers. Cheers is leading 4-0. So that's our up to date as of now. We'll find out here in a little bit. The bracket challenge, you guys can go on our Facebook page, check it out. It's on North Star Sports Podcast on our Facebook page and our Twitter page. It's posted all the time, so find it. You can even find it online too. Just go to North Star Sports Podcast. I can Google and bracket challenge. It should be in there. We can get my stat checker to check it out, but just find it. You have till Wednesday. We post it all the time, so. Like it, follow it, vote to get as many as you can. I mean, you can only vote one time per bracket, so be smart.
All right,
shit!
Disclaimer.
Oh shit! I forgot one. I forgot one side because I didn't scroll down far enough.
Again, that little reading issue, people.
Oh well, it's on my phone. I'm not doing it off my computer. I didn't scroll down far enough. I'm not gonna play music because I don't watch it anymore.
That's what she said.
Gilligan's Island versus two and a half men earlier. Gilligan's Island won 9-1. Facts of Life versus Different Strokes.
How did you miss this? The two shows, Facts of Life, is a spin-off of Different Strokes. I mean, come on. How did you miss this?
Here's more controversy for you.
I'm sorry, more what?
Stuff. It's a 5-5 tied, and guess who advanced, Vince?
I'm kind of scared, but I'll say Facts of Life.
Yes, it is. They won.
You take the good, you take the bad, add them both, and there you have the Facts of Life.
Blair is still a hottie. Blair is a smoke show in that in that show,
and ironically was kind of the Christian. Lady off the set. I just watched the show where they interviewed the cast, kind of where are they now type of thing. Actually, very good show. And she was actually written out of one of the shows because I think, if you remember, there was a show where Natalie lost her virginity to her boyfriend.
No, but it does kind of sound familiar.
But anyway, that was supposed to be Blair, and because in real life she's a very Christian girl and all that, and waiting for marriage. She didn't want to do that. So I
get that.
She said it was the only show that she did not appear on during the whole run.
Oh, okay.
And that show was on for like 10 or 11 years, and she was part of it every year.
That's good knowledge. I like that. So out of those winners, Facts of Life is taking on Gilligan's Island. Facts of Life is leading 3-2. So that is your up-to-date Northside Sports Podcast bracket. And again,
outside of the highway robbery, that is good times.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, sir.
I'll go with the facts are. That's what it is.
I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Going against growing pains, man. You can't take that one.
You know,
how mad are you going to be when it beats Cheers?
I'll tell you what. If that song beats Cheers, we're shutting this contest down. Sometimes you got to put a dog out of its misery, man. And if somebody actually votes that song is a better theme song than Cheers, nah, man, can't do it.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to, I'm going to make fake face dump accounts just to make sure.
Like George Herbert Walker Bush would say, not gonna do it. Not gonna
do it.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
All right, so can I do some news of the weird, and I'll let you guys go? Sure. I've been holding on this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a Florida man was arrested for allegedly impersonating the Nickelback drummer. According to the, I don't know if you see his mugshot, pretty close. According to the Pulse of Radio, a Florida man was arrested for allegedly attempting to impersonate Nickelback drummer Daniel Adair? No, close enough, whatever. While purchasing a $25,000 musical instrument, as they're first reported by T.C. Palm, a 45-year-old Lee Harvey Coing, who, according to his Facebook page, performs under the comical name of Mr. Wookie, weird, apparently realized that he had some similar drum setup as Daniel Airy, the drummer of Nickelback, and used the information to impersonate the drummer. He ordered $25,000 in microphones and drum parts from a manufacturer in Australia. Then he had them delivered to his Florida address. I'm trying to see how much he got arrested for. He was arrested on Tuesday, February 28th, in Port Saint. Wow, why you put two words like that? Port St. Lucie, Florida, and was
You never heard of Port St. Lucie? Come on. Where do your Minnesota Twins play baseball?
Oh my God.
And he was released on $18,000, almost $19,000 on bail.
They play in Fort Lauderdale, though.
Yeah, well, I know, but they used to play in Port St. Lucie a lot. But anyway, this is what we got to get Matt's voice guy to do. Like, when he starts reading, we got to have that little drop, like, reading time with Matt, something like that.
And that has been reading time.
Welcome to the news of the weird. So, also, I don't know if you guys saw this. My Pillow inventor was lost in the snow. There was a cutout of, was it Mike Lindell? Chuck Lindell? No, Mike Lindell. Chuck Lindell's a UFC fighter. Mike Lindell, there was a cutout of him in the snow here in Minnesota. I think it was in Zimmerman. And the person who called it in couldn't really see who it was, but it was a person stuck in the snow, no coat, no hat or any kind of warmth on him. So she got concerned. So she called the police of Zimmerman, and they came over and saw it was a cutout. It was a cardboard cutout of Mike Lindell, the inventor of My Pillow, and she's pretty relieved. And I'm just happy that it was no one that was actually, it wasn't a person. But police did say that if anything like that happens, still call the police. It could have been someone crazy. That's probably she didn't want to go talk to him.
That happened this winter. I want to say like Elk River or something. Somebody had had like a super Christmas light cutout. It was exactly like Clark Griswold had him hanging from the eve of their house and everything. And somebody actually went up to him and called the ambulance, and it was so lifelike. Apparently,
did you say it was hanging off his gutter? Because I thought there was one about that too. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to say it was Elk River or somewhere in Minnesota that they called the ambulance or called 911 because they thought the guy was dying, and then when he got up close, he's like, "Oh crap."
That's funny though.
If you make it that lifelike, though.
Yeah, that's why I could see that. Otherwise, that's really about it. I mean, you guys have anything else?
I'm just happy to be doing such a great show with you guys, and then all of a sudden, Pearl Harbored a bullshit vote, 9-1 over Good. Good Times is a top 4 all-time TV show opening theme song, and the man strikes again. Wow! Now he found the Price is Right theme song. Okay,
took me a while.
Yeah, you found the loser horns, as they're called.
Over.
Oh, it's over for now.
Oh my God!
That's old Joker right there.
I am going to hear that in my nightmares.
Play that Joker laugh again.
That's old school Joker. Here, let me. Okay, I'll play back.
Actually, besides Heath Ledger, you know who my favorite Joker is?
Oh, the kid, Jack Nicholson?
Nope. Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
He is the Joker on the animated series, and
really,
and if you ever go on YouTube where they kind of have the split screen of him in the booth, doing the voice, and it shows the cartoon.
Yeah,
phenomenal, and the laugh and everything. A little known fact: yes, Luke Skywalker, second best Joker in the world.
Yeah, it's he's dynamite.
Really?
Voice.
Sorry, I jumped on all over you.
That's okay.
That's crazy. I didn't think he was in that.
Yeah, yep. He is the Joker.
He is the Joker. Well,
all right.
All right. Well, anything for you, Justin? Did we learn anything today?
I never do.
Besides me, reading because I can't do that.
It's so fantastic.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
I learned that's Arnold. I hear it, and I got the scene in my head, but I can't. I couldn't picture it. You son of a bitch!
It's where they do like their sweet handshake, like they grab it I can't do it. Yeah, well, they
grab it. That's the rated R version.
Hello.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm good. And Vince, did you learn anything today?
Besides you coughing and almost choking here recently, no. Here's what I learned. I learned that once again we got a mountain to climb, people. 9-1.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no river wide enough.
Vince doesn't want to talk to her. I wish people could see his face.
Oh my God! This ain't no Remember the Titans, man. This ain't a feel-good story here. Because now he's telling you. Now he's going crazy with his. Hold on, I got a soundboard here too. Wait a minute here. Let me get a couple little drops in here.
Won't be able to hear him.
Yeah, I forgot. He controls it and whatnot. But anyway, 9-1 is a bullshiggity.
It's like the Montreal screw job in wrestling. That's basically what you feel like.
And I wish I could spit on that screen right now.
Don't do that.
No. But yeah, it's the Montreal screw job. Good Times forever will be a classic theme song, no matter what some misinformed voters in Minnesota have done here.
That's great for a title. Montreal Screwjob is equivalent of Vince getting screwed out of Good Times and Growing Pains.
Oh no, Growing Pains is just horrible. Show me that smile again.
It's so good.
Get out of here. It's so good. Oh, show me that smile.
Every white person knows the words to it.
I freaking love it. God. I actually wake my children up with it.
Oh, get the Come on.
I'm going to use it for my,
Did I
alarm
just
now.
wake up in Mayberry or something? I wake my kids up with the theme song for...
Yeah.
Justin, you're towering over first graders everywhere, my man. But that is about the dumbest thing you've ever said. What are you talking about?
Can't help it, man. They like it. They like it.
Show me that smile, hug your hand.
Show me that smile.
Wow. This is
Press a lover, living on you.
Turn it off. This is like kryptonite.
Living on you crying. How does it work?
Win.
You'd like it.
Putting against Good Times was a bad idea, but that was the only bad idea Matt had in that seating. So
It's not a bad idea. The outcome of the vote is bullshit.
Hey, you can't argue with it, man. I can't help it. I can only vote.
And for
Maybe
all
if you got
fans
some
out
more
there-
of your friends.
Oh, there we go. I.e. black people. Never mind your boy Putin stuffing the ballot box over here with this bullshit.
I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote. I like to write in my votes. It's generally Stone Cold Steve Austin who I write my votes in for, but that's a different story.
All right, well, I got to get out of here, man, before I...
All right, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks to the writers, producers, on-site engineer, otherwise known as all of us. And the words are red green. Keep your stick on the ice. We'll be back next week.
That was bullshiggity.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
You like that? You like that? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
Probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
That was good. This was fun. This was fun. Good, wholesome fun.
You ought to see a doctor. Well, why do you say that? I'm beginning to like the show.